Welcome to the Blues Society of Northwest Florida's weekly podcast. I am your host, Paul Stadden. I bring you the interviews with the bands coming to the blues jams, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, shame on you. Every Monday night at Lily Marlene's in Seville Quarter, the Blues Society of Northwest Florida features a solo act, a full band, and a bunch of jammers, all for no charge, in a smoke-free venue with great food. This week, I'm speaking with Big Daddy Don Shepard of Cat Daddy, a name that should be familiar to you since I had Jim Richmond a couple of weeks back. And Cat Daddy is the big old band at this week's Blues Jams. So welcome to the podcast, Don. Good to have you, and thanks for taking the time to be here.
Hey, not a problem. I'm happy to be here.
Well, looking forward to having you on. Well, first things first, how did you get the name Big Daddy? Is that something that Jim just started tossing at you one show, or what?
Yes, he did. I don't know. It came out of the blue. All of a sudden, he's like, "Hey, Big Daddy. Hey, Big Daddy," and then we just kept talking, and then it evolved into from Big Daddy to Cat Daddy, and that ended up being the name of the group.
So that's how it got named, because he just started throwing this Cat Daddy at you.
I think so. I think the Big Daddy and all that turned into, hey, well, why don't we just call the band Cat Daddy? So that's how we ended up. I think it's been a while. We've been together since 1999. So.
Well, out of curiosity, you guys were in a band before this, or your band had a different name. Help me clear that up.
Well, no, his band had a different name.
Fair enough.
I joined the band in 99.
Okay.
And actually the end of 99. I think our first gig was New Year's Eve, 1999.
Nice.
And we played rock and roll and variety rock for many years, and then we stopped playing for a year or so, and then Jim started playing the blues, and I said, well, I told you two or 3 years ago we should be playing blues because, we're a good blues band. So here we are.
Well, let's talk some blues. Let's talk about who your influences are. Who got you into playing bass?
Got me into playing bass. It would have to be probably that famous bass player from the group Cream, which would be Jack Bruce.
Nice, very nice.
Between Jack Bruce and John Entwistle of The Who, they just, they both just, when they played a guitar, bass guitar, it's like, look at that. John Entwistle, The Who, he was really, really very vocal with his fingering playing, and it's like, that is cool.
Oh man, he could rip. He could fly. Is that kind of the playing that you kind of emulated? That you really wanted to do? Kind of that melody line. You're not just keeping the rhythm for the guys, but actually having it be its own thing, an important part of the standout. An important standout of the band.
Right. That was always the deal, because I've always played in 3-piece bands.
Right.
Back in the early 70s, we played in. Well, I played in a band that was very much like Grand Funk Railroad, that type of music.
Right.
It was a 3-piece, and Led Zeppelin 3-piece, and everything was like, okay, I can do this.
Nice.
So you've got to be able to fill in and try not to have a whole lot of dead spots.
Right. So have you always played in the Pensacola scene? Are you from here, Don?
I've been here since 1980.
Okay.
I've played in 2 or 3 bands. I mean, we played everywhere. I played everywhere from the old Holiday Inn on the beach when it had the club upstairs on the penthouse when the Garcias used to play out there. I played out there, played the beach, played downtown. Seen Trader John's, used to almost live at Trader John's.
Right.
Love the man.
Well, has the music scene changed a lot in the last 30 years in Pensacola specifically? I mean, I've always heard that you need to make sure you have your Eagles and your Jimmy Buffett in your repertoire, but I think that's kind of unfair from what I'm seeing. So have things changed a lot? Things,
actually, everything goes in a circle, full circle.
Right.
So things do change. I can remember going into the club that I forget what it's called now, but it was over there at Cervantes by the railroad track over the overpass.
Yeah.
Okay, and at the time, we walked in there to play, and we handed them a set list. The first thing they said was, well, the first thing you don't do is play Jimmy Buffett, and you don't play ZZ Top. Okay?
What?
We got 100 of the songs. But, yeah, so, I mean, but then you'll go into a place, and they say, we don't want to hear any Jimmy Buffett, but then the next thing you know, everybody's saying, hey, we want to hear some Jimmy. We want to hear Brown.
Yeah, I know.
So, I mean, it's the scene changes, people nightly change. So you have to watch the crowd whenever you're playing to know what the right thing is.
That's fair.
It's always been that way.
So tell me about the lineup here, Don, because we've talked about Jim Richmond, who is the guitarist and vocalist. We're talking to you right now. You're on bass and guitar. But tell me about Ed Hattabaugh on drums. How does he help fill out your sound?
Well, he's been our staple drummer since, the conception of me getting in the band, because him and Jim were in a band together already. And he does vocals also. He'll bring songs to the table and say, let's learn this one. I'm going to sing it. It's like, cool. So we have that option of him doing the lead vocal, and we still have 3-part harmonies whenever we need them.
Nice.
So it works out great.
So you guys going to do some more Eagles stuff then, is what you're telling me?
We could, but it's not really blues. And, when you come down to night blues, that's what we're there for, is to play blues, not top 40. We'll sneak something in that's a little different here and there, just to break up the sound. I mean, we'll bring new songs. This Monday we're going to bring a couple songs we haven't done before.
Nice.
So we work them up. We're bringing them in, and we try to do sometimes some obscure thing that's not really what everybody else is doing.
Right. Can you give me some hints as to what those new songs might be that you're going to be playing on Monday night?
Well, it would be a little blues tune by a gentleman named Peter Green.
Oh, yes.
Originator of Fleetwood Mac.
Nice.
And it's just a little blues tune. I heard it, and it's like, ooh, I think we'll do that because I can sing that. So we worked it up the other day, and then we'll probably throw in another Stevie Ray song that
nice.
We haven't been doing, but we put together, and we knew how to do it originally. So,
well, how do you guys approach set lists? Do you care whether something is something everybody's going to know? Or I'm always of the opinion that if it's a good song, play it. I don't care if it lit up the charts.
Exactly. Well, that's what Peter Green's song is. People don't know who Peter Green. I didn't know who he was.
Oh gosh, that's a shame. Green Man, Alicia, and
I read about him and get Wikipedia, and I'm like, oh, this cat's something else.
Oh man,
he's played with male blues band. He's played with Eric Clapton. He started Fleetwood Mac.
Mm-hmm.
Santana's recorded some of his tunes. It's like, this guy's awesome.
Oh hell yeah, man! You're not going to lose me by playing some Peter Green.
Yeah. No, he's got a tune out there that I saw on YouTube. It's called "Crying Won't Bring You Back." And it's just got that sweet kind of. I really probably shouldn't use this guy's name, but it's got that sweet Robert Cray kind of sound to it. It's sweet.
Nice.
So we're gonna bring that one into the lineup come Monday.
Very cool. Have you guys ever thought about doing any original recordings?
Yes, we have one CD out from the other band when it was top 40 stuff.
Right.
Jim's probably he's probably written about four or five originals now. So I would assume that it won't be long, and we'll probably get in the studio. Which, by the way, Ed Hattabaugh has Rimshot Studios, our drummer. And we'll probably record a CD in there because he does recording for people in there.
Well, very cool. I look forward to the first Cat Daddy CD then.
Yeah, it makes it nice to have a place where you can call your drummer up and say, so should we record tonight? And it's like, yeah.
Yeah, no problem. We can take care of you there. Well, that's too cool. That's too cool.
Gotta love that.
Don Big Daddy Shepherd, my guest today on the podcast. Looking forward to Cat Daddy playing at Lily Marlene's Monday night at Seville Quarter. Make sure you come out and see him. It's going to be a great time. A couple new tunes going to be thrown into the set list this time, and we really look forward to seeing you guys play, all right?
Very good.
Thanks so much, Don. You have a great one.
All right, y'all come on down. We'll be there.
And you can catch the best local blues acts every Monday night at Lily Marlene's in Seville Quarter with the Blues Society of Northwest Florida. My thanks to Mike Bounds, president of the Blues Society, and our many great sponsors, Michael Johnson State Farm, Budweiser Beer, Lewis Bear, Seville Quarter, Paradise Bar and Grill, The Music Box and Gulf Breeze, Revolver Records, Blues Angel Music, ARC Music, and Five Sisters Blues Cafe. But as always, the organization still needs your support, so please drop some bucks in the snare drum at the front. It helps us send acts to the International Blues Challenge in Memphis. That's all for me this week. Come back next week for more music and interviews. I'm your host, Paul Stadden, reminding you to keep the blues alive, Pensacola.